Oh man, what a beautiful morning it is, man. I tell y'all that much, man. Yeah, man. I was looking at a topic earlier this morning, man. Kind of like hit a little bit on the home front, but yeah, man. Good morning, good morning, good morning to everybody. Good morning, man. I'm up right now, man. Up right now, man. In here. Yeah, got up this morning, got on the ground early this morning, man. Just grinding right now. Yeah, but I don't know what kind of morning y'all done had this morning. I had a good morning, man. I'm still having a good morning. It's still early. It's still early right now. So just want to give everybody time to get into the room before I before I drop that morning topic on here. Yeah, I'm in here working, y'all. Yeah, I'm in here on the early morning vibe, man. Just in here listening to some music. Going through my music list, man. We're gonna jump into this beer love right here. Yours truly, Q, man. Right. girlfriend that's married. I hooked up with another nigga in the club. Yo, 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 good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Yeah, trying to come across on this topic, man, without you know how you see it, but you don't see it. You see it, but you don't see it, but you know somebody that you care about and all that is hanging out with what you don't see and don't wanna see, doing what they doing because you don't want it to mess up your mindset. Yeah, we're gonna tap into this here thing, man. It was brought to me. I did my research on it, man, and I said to myself, I say, it kind of like hit home a little bit, but then everybody got their views and their opinions on that thing called look the other way or what they don't know won't tell. And that's what's killing a lot of marriages today and relationships today because people are hanging out with people that they know is not compatible to what their life is, meaning that when you're married, you're not no longer single out in the street anymore. When you're in a relation, you're somewhat semi out of the streets because you on that stage of that 90-day or 30-day or 60-day trial basis to see if we're gonna be a compatible fit. And see, I see a lot of it which I see married folks that are married. They say they're going out to the club with their homegirl, their homeboys, and all of a sudden you see the one that's always calling your significant other and saying, "Hey, girl, come hang out with me. Hey, bro, come hang out with me." And the moment that you decide to go out on your own and go and enjoy the night, then you see, mhm, yeah, you see what you don't want to see. You seeing everything that your significant other lied to you about concerning the person that they hanging out with. When they said that that person was good, wholesome, good to the husband, good to the wife, and then you get out and you in your in your location, low key doing your thing, minding your business and keeping it respectful. But the ones that your love, your sweet thing hanging out with is off the chain. When she ain't with your sweet thing, or either she might be with your sweet thing out there doing the same thing. And your sweet thing is probably saying to herself, "Hey, you don't tell my business, I ain't telling your business. Do you?" See, we got a lot of that in these little cliques, in these little things that we call little cliques now, that when which everybody is pretty much saying that, hey, I can do what I want to do because I'm grown. Ain't no man or woman gonna tell me that I can't talk to who I want to talk to when I'm out in the club or out in the street, oh, it's just simple conversation. No. It ain't just simple conversation. It's not just simple conversation. Let's stop being stupid to that stuff right there. I can see if you were solely single, meaning that you single. You ain't got nobody that you answering to, no nothing. But when you have transitioned out of your place or their place, and y'all are in the same space, it should be instant. Some trust boundaries that need to be put in place. See, so many people are right now using each other in their friendship relationships to do devious things to their marriage. And so many of y'all, oh man, so many of y'all are so naive and dumb that you would let somebody that don't have nobody and you know the history of that person mess your relationship up. You know this person can't keep nobody in their life. And anybody that they do keep in their life, they continue to do the same type stuff, regardless of who come into their life. They can't be confined, they can't be contained to say, hey, I got a solid relationship. I'm no longer in the streets. I'm no longer doing what I used to do because I got somebody. I got my me. And I can see right now, a lot of y'all say y'all got y'all me, but y'all got me and everybody else out there in the street somewhere. Y'all got me and some of everybody else out in the street. That's why in this day and time, I don't let people play that guilt game on me. Well, what's this? What you got going on? Uh-uh. Even as a single man, I don't want all that drama. I don't. I don't. Because it ain't doing me no good to sit up there and be frustrated with somebody every day. If I know doggone well that that person right there is out there in the street, I'm not gonna sit up there and keep on telling you what you're doing wrong. Because the only thing it's gonna do is make you want to argue with me and make me feel like I'm the one that's pushing you out in the street. Because before I knew anything about you, or your person knew anything about you, guess what? You was doing it wholeheartedly without my help, without anybody telling you that you're wrong. That's why I say a lot of people are out here letting people put guilt on them for their cheating, for you bringing it to their attention. Hey, I understand what's going on. And they quick to flip it around on you and take, instead of them taking accountability, they'll rather ask you what you know to try and make you look like a liar. Sometimes you don't have to explain yourself. Sometimes you just have to let people go on, keep on doing what they do. You know how they say, let them stack up charges, let them junk up their own yard. Sometimes you have to do that in your relationship. Because a lot of times when we try and give warning to people, sometimes people think that we're jealous. Sometimes people think that we're hating on them. And that right there is, to me, is childish. I ain't got time for nobody sitting up there playing child. Oh, you hating on me. You don't like this because you jealous of this and you jealous of that. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. And neither should anybody else that are in relationships even be entertaining that. When you know what you've seen with your own eyes. And it wasn't just no, we just standing here talking. No, it's this. You all in the person lap, you all up under the person, in the person between the person leg. It's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. It ain't just conversation, it's physical touch, it's interaction. To me, cheating is cheating. This is why I say so many people say, I'm looking for this and I'm looking for that. As soon as they get it, guess what they do? They fumble it. They fumble it. They would rather make the other person feel bad that's trying to uphold and trying to keep things together. They would rather make that person feel bad, make them feel bad for being at home and trying to be the woman or man that they say that they want to be in their relationship and their marriage. These are the people that they call weak, weak minded. You ain't thug enough for me. See, that's a lot of I'm looking for. They want them somebody that they can say, I want a roughneck, but guess what? They end up dead. They ending up dying out here running around trying to chase out the roughneck when you got a man at home. He can't even say go get a glass of water without you thinking that he being abusive. But yet you want a roughneck out there that'll slap you around and then you go home to your husband. And the first thing he asks you for is a glass of water, and you think that that's abusive. This is what I'm saying. A lot of y'all out here saying y'all want relationships, y'all want this, y'all want that. But yet you can't even go out and just be accountable for yourself. That you say you're going to this location and that's all you're going to do. I'm going to hang out with my homegirl. I'm going to hang out with my homeboy. I'm going on a girls' trip. And what gets me is that I hear so many people say, well, I'm going on a girls' trip. I'm going here, I'm going there. But as soon as a man say he's going on a trip with the boys, it's cheating. It's cheating. I want to go with y'all. I want to go. But if it was a girls' trip, y'all got already everything already set up on how y'all gonna deflect and detour your husbands or boyfriends from going on that trip. It's an all girls trip, but then you say it's an all boys trip that we just going on just to hang out as men. That's why I say it's a lot of contradictory in a lot of relationships now. It's like one person saying, I want to do everything I want to do. But when you come to the table and tell me that you want to go do something, I got to put this up there and say, you finna go cheat and make you feel guilty about what you're doing. I tell people before you was in that relationship, you was hanging out with your homeboys and homegirls. But if I knew I had good people in my life that was never on that time, and they are proving to me that they those type of people, I'm good with those type of people. I'm gonna automatically peep my own game and say, hey man, y'all gonna be doing a little bit too much. That's gonna make a reflection on me and my household because they gonna think that I'm out here doing the same thing y'all doing. See, you got to be accountable for the people that you have in your life, in your relationship, meaning that you got to make sure your relationship with you and your person is always healthy and airtight, meaning that you ain't got no room for nobody to be slipping in there and having anything going back to your house saying that I seen your husband do this and do that. Sometimes you have to sit away from a crowd of people so it doesn't look like that's what you're doing with them. Sometimes people group you in a group and have people snapping pictures, and then guess what? That's then got back to your home that this is what you out here with. And that's not even the case. That's not even the case. That's why sometimes when I take pictures, sometimes I take pictures away from certain things so nobody won't say, this my man or this is who I was with. Uh-uh. A lot of times I don't like to take pictures when which somebody is right here up like we together. I don't I don't because I know how twisted people are. I done seen it happen. Think back when a celebrity took the picture with the dude. And she used that same picture to try and frame this dude. Later on, once he got his career going, she used that same exact picture that she used at the concert to try and say that she was with this dude. I'm serious. Then took people out of the picture that was in the picture with her homegirls that was in the background. She took the people out of the picture and said that that's who she was dating. That man didn't know her not one time number that she came and she said she was a fan of his. She said she was a fan of his on. But this girl took that picture and she tried to spread rumors that she hadn't been with this dude. She hadn't been around this dude for a long time. They had been dating. Come to find out it was all a lie. It was all a lie. See, a lot of y'all let y'all friends set y'all up like that. Girl, go don't get in the picture. Bruh, go don't get in the picture. Nah, I ain't showing nobody your picture. Nah, these gonna stay in my phone. All it takes for them to come home and show it to one person. Especially somebody that ain't got no ties to you. That's all it takes for them to do. It's one time. And your whole relationship is done. Your whole relationship is done off of one picture. That's why I tell people when you get married or you in a relationship, it's no longer you by yourself. Even in a relationship that's not tied up into marriage, you're courting somebody, you're showing them that, hey, I am your plus one, I am your one. But then when you're by yourself, you show them that you're not my number one because I have other ones and twos and threes out here that I can easily replace you with. A lot of y'all running around and y'all around people that's finna ruin. That's finna ruin y'all good relationship with your wife and your husband. All because you can't transition from being a straggler out in the street to being a good housewife, to being a good girlfriend, to being a good companion. Same thing with the fellas. You can't transition from being a dog in the street if you still running around with dogs. What I mean by that, if you still running around in the pack out there trying to see what all you can hunch on, hunch on, hunch on, and as long as the fellas and everybody else is good, you messing up. You messing up. Cheating is cheating to me. Cheating is cheating to me. Once you get into the physical part of it, and you done gave your number out to somebody that I know you ain't never been talking to, as long as we've been in a relationship. You ain't been around none of them people. You never had that type of lifestyle. Oh, you don't know what I had. You only seen what you seen. Most people out here ain't marrying you off of what they done seen. It's either they done seen you in the fullness of what it is you in, or they haven't. Let's be real. Some people don't find out about your mess until they get in there. That's why so many marriages right now are built on contract. They're not built on love. They built on a contract that if you do this here, you do that, then I'm got you. The days of what our grandmothers and grandfathers lived on, loyalty, respect for the house. See, so many of y'all that's running around here talking about, well, back in the day, the man left the woman home and left her home to take care of the kids and take care of the woman, take care of the children by themselves. Go back and sit down and really listen to your grandmothers and grandfathers as they tell y'all that story for real. On why a lot of them had to do what they had to do. And believe it or not, your grandfathers and grandmothers was never divorced. A lot of them was never divorced. It was the way the government has set it up to where in which the father wasn't going to be in the house. Seeing so many of y'all done read the narratives and all of these different things out there saying that the black man was never good for the home and he wasn't no good. No, that was the way they set it up to make you think that your black man was not a good man in your house. And a lot of y'all got indoctrinated in y'all mind that, hey, I just need my black man to stay working. I need my black man to stay out the way while I go do what I want to do. I'm going to tell him I'm home cooking and cleaning up. It don't take all that in a day to cook and clean up. Mm-mm. As a father, I did it. A lot of things we let people tell us, and instead of us trying to do it ourselves to see how long it take and what the day would look like if it was done, you'll be surprised how much time that a person got to F you over while you at work or while you doing what you're doing. That's why I say we just can't let people tell us and make us feel guilty for the things that we're feeling, the neglect that we're feeling, the things that we're feeling. We can't keep on allowing people to make us feel lack of what we're saying out of our mouth concerning what we have seen. Ain't no lies, but what we have seen and got proof to show. They would make you feel like that you're the one that's being abusive now. But as long as they was running and doing, and you saying, okay, going on with your homegirl, going on with your homeboy. Guess what? They wasn't thinking about the consequences until it came up, and then it showed with receipts that this is what you're doing. You can't tell me no lie. Check it out, read it. That's you. People don't want to take accountability, but they're going to make you feel bad. They're going to make you feel 100% bad because you coming to them and telling them that, hey, I'm putting my foot down tonight. That person that you hanging out with is bad business for our relationship and our home. The moment that person start arguing with you and trying to justify that person, and you know you got the proof, and you want to see how hard your people gonna go for the other person that ain't even in your house, and they'll never go that hard for you. Once it's all said and done, you let those folks go. Because evidently they out there doing the same thing that that person is doing. That's why they'll justify you. That you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you've seen. They was quick to automatically say, oh, that's her cousin, but you already was on top of the game. See, when you say I seen them before they can say it ain't nothing they can do. Nothing but wait to meet up with each other and say, girl, why you was out there in the street? My man seen you. Hugged up with this nigga, my man home not tripping on me. Same thing to homeboy. Man, why you was out there with that woman, man? And you know how my woman view things, man. And you out here, seriously, you out here in the club. And the moment my woman go out, she spot you in the club. Woman back pressed up against your chest, and y'all in the club drinking and sipping, and you got a whole woman at home. Whole family at home. And you done asked me on the phone while I'm standing there with my wife, hey, babe, bro say, can I hang out with him for a little bit? And the moment that I say, hey, man, I ain't going nowhere tonight, but you say, man, I'm going to still hang out tonight, man, but I was just trying to see if you're going to get out the house. She going out to the club. And boom, there you go. Come home. I seen your homeboy, so that's what you and your homeboy be doing when y'all in the club. Y'all out here meeting random women. Same thing with her. That's why I say it's two different types of people out there. There's one person that don't want you asking nothing about what they got going on and what's going on around them with their friends, but then the same thing, that person want to come and ask you everything about what you did that night. But when it come down to you, they already got their story in line on what they gonna say. From the next morning to the whole month, they already got it down pat. If he revisited, say the same thing. See, there's people that has a clique of things that they already know what they gonna say. They already know what they gonna say. Because they know the question gonna come. They know it. But our main thing is, man, we got to keep the main thing in the forefront. Don't let other people's relationships ruin your relationship, your good thing, with whoever you're with. Don't let that ruin you. By any means necessary. Don't let what other people think that they get in the way in their relationship enter into your mind and into your heart. Thinking that if I cheat, I can get away with it just like they are. Believe it or not, they ain't getting away with it. You just have to give it due time. You have to give it due time because you'll know that it didn't just start when you and that person started hanging out or when somebody met up with somebody. They already knew the person. They just needed you to be their scapegoat so they can get out to go see that person. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because 9 times out of 10, when you got somebody saying, hey, we're going out every weekend, or somebody call you every weekend to go out or every other weekend to go out, that means 9 times out of 10, that other person then finally got off work or they got an off day, and that's the time that they want to go see that person away from their home. But they need somebody to get them out the house. These are the things that y'all got to understand, man. That it does not make a hill of beans. If you cheating, you cheat. Just point blank. Ain't no need in arguing with that other person to make them feel guilty because you know you done got caught. You know what they telling is true because you know you was there, but you'd rather go out and turn the narrative on that person and make that person look like they was spying on you or somebody done told them. No, it could be. It could be your homegirl probably dropped a dime on you because her old man and called her and then told her, I see you running around with that skank, that skag out there. And I knew she wasn't faithful to her husband, but yet you've been sitting up there making excuses for little skanky. You've been making excuses for the little mangy dog. I'm talking about the fella that don't know how to stay his behind in the house to a good woman, but still running around in the street trying to chase after whatever that's out there. Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all are ruining this in world, man. A lot of y'all are ruining this world because y'all want big extravagant weddings, y'all want big diamonds, but y'all ain't doing no marrying for contract. A lot of y'all married for contract. Ain't none of you willing to go cook. Ain't none of you willing to go and say, hey, let's go get some land. Let's go do this here. Let's go do that. Everybody waiting on somebody that they can marry and say, hey, 5 years, I'm gone. Getting my divorce and I'm gone. I done did it long enough with him, which I got enough time in a relationship to go to court and get what I need to get, and I'm gone. There are people out there right now, some of y'all know, that are on their third and fourth marriage. That are on their third and fourth marriage. Not a good look. Not a good look. Once you go into your third and fourth marriage, I'm being real with you. Once you go into that many marriages, that means that you are uncontainable. I ain't talking about nobody controlling you. I'm talking about you uncontainable to yourself. You are toxic to yourself. You are that much toxic to yourself. When you got that kind of action in your life to win which you yourself is just welcoming toxic things into your life. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. Yeah, just in here putting my topic in. But I'm just saying, man, I'm a firm believer in that, man. Just like I tell people, I can go places and have a good time no matter how many people speak to me or talk to me on a daily. I'll walk away without even asking people for their phone number. I'll walk away just knowing that, hey, the conversation was good right where it was. A lot of times people just give out their phone number just to give it out. Mm-mm. Sometimes let some conversations stay right where they are. Let that conversation stay right where it's at. That's what you got to do. You got to let some things just stay right there in the pocket. Put a zip on the pocket. Add 2 extra buttons on it so you can secure it. Because no matter what you say to that cheater, you're not going to convince them that they're wrong. Even when they say, I'm sorry, that it looks like it to you what it is, you're never going to convince them to stop. It's going to take something on their end to make them stop sneaking around on you. Stop saying that they go on with their homegirl and being in the club in the arms of another man. See, a lot of y'all got to understand that, man. A lot of y'all are being used to end your own friends' relationships. Yeah, I said it. A lot of y'all are in y'all friends' life off of jealousy just to ruin their life. By not being a true friend and telling them, hey girl, hey bruh, you got a whole wife you just married a year ago, 6 months ago. Ain't that the girl that you used to talk to? Why did you marry that woman that you got at home right now? Ain't nothing wrong with you being accountable for a minute to find out what type of status your homeboy on. To see if that's the type of situation that you want to be in. Meaning that you ain't finna be having your phone off the chain at night. Hey, you seen such and such? You seen my old man? He told me he was coming by your house. You seen him? See, people don't have time for that, man. People don't have time to be picking up their phone all night long because somebody called in their house because they trying to find where you at. Trying to find out where she at. Because they said that they was with you and now they done called your house and you then gave it up and said, hey, they're not with me. What you did right. Because you're not nobody babysitting their relationship. You ain't nobody babysitter. That's why so many of y'all friendships end, because y'all going there being babysitters, and it's just like when you fall out with the parents of the child. They snatch the child up out the daycare. and they go somewhere else where a good solid foundation is there. There's nobody trying to put oil in water and knowing doggone well the oil ain't gonna mix. It's only gonna either rise to the top. A lot of y'all have husbands and wives that are trying to save y'all. A lot of y'all have husbands and wives that are trying to save y'all from toxic relationships. When I say toxic relationships, friendships that are toxic to your relationship, meaning your marriage. You have friends that are toxic to your marriage, but you will still allow that type of weed, wild weed, to grow in your green St. Augustine grass that you're trying to get to be beautiful. Instead of you plucking out that bad grass and allowing the good grass to spring forth. A lot of us, we have a lot of weeds in our yard, and we let that weed intimidate us into thinking if I cut it right now, it's going to multiply into more weeds. Yeah, it's going to multiply into more weeds. But the thing is, the more you nurture that area where them weeds are growing at, eventually, them weeds ain't going to have no more strength to keep on pushing up in the midst of that good St. Augustine grass. It's not going to have enough power to keep on pushing through. Same thing with our relationships. We got to be so entangled in our own relationship that way in which only thing that a person can do is only look across the plains of our grass and see that everything is leveled off. Meaning that everything is leveled off in the right way, in which everybody in the household, in the relationship, will see a steady growth in good zoysia grass, St. Augustine grass. When you can protect your relationship, you got to have that kind of foundation. I don't care if a person get upset with me because I'm pointing out something, because I know that it could potentially impact my relationship, my household, if I don't say nothing to mine to let them know that, hey, I done peeped game already. People gonna get mad. Hey, man, I'm telling you. They gonna make you feel like that you're the one that's doing it because they don't want to take responsibility. They will call people on you to try and make you look like you've been doing something wrong to them. So a lot of y'all, man, y'all got to realize, man, cheating is not okay, man. Cheating is not okay. I don't care what nobody say. It's not okay. If you're single, you ain't cheating because you're single. But the moment that you start saying to that other person that I love you, that I'm locked in with you, it's no longer you and your homegirl. It's no longer you and your homeboy that's out there. Yeah. It ain't none of that. It's all about you. It's all about you. and what you do with that relationship that you entered into with this man or this woman. That's what you got to do. You got to lock in with the one that you say that, hey, this is where I want to be. If you can't do that, let them people go. If you can't do that, let that man, daughter go. Let that woman, daughter go. If you can't do that, man, let that woman, son go. A lot of us, man, we got to be accountable, man, for who we allow in our house. What we'll allow around our house. I ain't talking about no, I don't want you outdoors, I don't want you around nobody, I don't want you. No, I ain't talking about that. Meaning that we look out for each other. We see something wrong in our friendships with other people. We, me and you, the person that I'm with, we come together and we sit down and we talk. And we let each other know how we feel in our relationship with other people that's in our relationship that could potentially mess our relationship up by putting doubt in our relationship. Because I know, baby, one day you're going to walk out the door and say, hey, I just want to go and get out the house for a minute and go hang out somewhere. And you might see one of my homeboys that might be married out there, and you might say, well, dang, when the person come to the house, the person be acting like they gun ho for their wife, but I'll never see him with him. But now I see why. He just talking shit. But in actuality, he's a cheater, and he's in my house around my man. She's a cheater. She's around my man and my kids talking that cold shit. That's how y'all be talking sometimes. I got the hiccups, y'all. But I'm just saying, man, we got to be more spot on in our relationships with each other. A lot of y'all afraid to lose friendships because you're gonna speak and say something. And the first thing that they're gonna say to you all up in my business. Why you spreading my business in the streets? Why you telling people about what I'm doing? Ain't nobody told nothing. Ain't nobody told you business. And if you going after the homegirl that you came out with, and you think that she's the one that told your business, she don't want it to get home to her husband that she hanging out with a cheater. She don't want that to get home to her husband. Sometimes people don't know that you out there going to meet another man, using them to get out the house to go see another man. So why would she want to be involved in that type of stupidness? And you say she's been running with you for a long time. Why? You was already out there doing it before you even came to my wife or to my husband. I'm putting it in the tense of relationships with other people down low. You already knew you was out there as a loose cannon. You know you didn't love that man. You know you didn't love that man when you married him. You knew you got him in a contract. That's why you knew you had to go through with it. because you was locked in. You already got in your mind, I got to last this long in this relationship in order for me to get this and get that. Sad. It's so sad. And people say, why, Q? Why you don't want no relationship? Because everybody's got these different perspectives on what they want. And it ain't got nothing to do with the relationship. It's all about material. It's all about that I got to stay this way. I got to be that way. But I want you to be this way. But I'm going to stay like I am. And you better not challenge me on any of it. There's a lot of people that'll tell you I'm going to stay this way, even if I get married. Mm-mm. They how it's supposed to be, man. You are to enhance your mate, and they are to enhance you. And when I say that, I mean in your relationship household. But whole different ball game, man. But I most definitely want to thank y'all for tuning in this morning, man. Do you think cheating is okay? That's the topic for this morning. Do you think cheating is okay in a marriage relationship, in a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship? Do you think that it's okay to see your home, to see your wife or boyfriend, friend out in the club and knowing that they got a wife at home, but they hang around with yours? The person that you're talking about being locked in with. They hanging out with your people and making it look good, looking it bad on you, making it look bad on your lady, your boyfriend, because of the nature of the person that they're hanging out with. They have a reputation of cheating and messing up their own relationships. And here they is to befriend you and yours, and now they're in your household for to put you in a single status also. But I want to tell y'all, man, thank y'all for tuning in to What's Y'all Thoughts this morning, man. Do you think cheating is okay, man? Like and subscribe, man. Hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know that you was here, man. I appreciate every last one of y'all for just coming in here and just sharing the morning with me right now this morning, man. That topic right there was brought about. Is it okay to cheat, man? And I say no. I'm 100% behind people that say no to cheating. I'm gonna say it like the old saying a long time ago, saying who let the gate open, who left the gate open and left the dog out. In your relationship, if you leave that gate unlatched, meaning that you're saying that it's okay for you to hang out with somebody that you know already is a loose cannon. And when things pop off, you can never turn around and jump back on the porch and say, who left the gate open and let the dogs out? You did. When you gave that okay to leave that lock off that gate. So I love y'all, man. Keep your head up, man, and keep y'all relationships tight, man. Anything that ain't good in your relationship, go on, make an agreement with each other and say, hey, man, we're going to squash that. We're going to leave that alone. We ain't finna let that type of activity come up in the house. And the time they say they want to come over, guess what? We ain't got time. We're going somewhere. That's how you get rid of negative activity without you having to even argue with anybody. Even when they pull up and say, hey, man, we wanted to cook out today, man. What y'all got on the grill? Oh, we finna get ready to head somewhere else because you want to get rid of that type of atmosphere around you. But I love y'all, man. Y'all keep your head up, man. We'll go on and on all day long about that, man, right here on What's Y'all Thoughts Live podcast. Y'all make sure y'all hit me up on YouTube. Y'all go to my YouTube page. That's www.facebook.com/ATF Magazine. That's ATF Magazine at gmail.com. That's my email account for that right there. But the What's Y'all Thoughts email is coming real soon, man. It's coming real soon. I'm working on branding and everything else for the show and all of that, man. I appreciate y'all 100%, man, for the likes and subscribe, man. I love the amount of subscribers that I have there, man. Y'all are awesome, man. I can't even complain about y'all love and support, man. Y'all have been supporting me for a long time. But man, y'all keep your head up, man. I'm getting ready to log off this day, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to What's Y'all Thoughts podcast. Yo, it's cheating okay. Y'all still have room to leave your comments and everything else down there, man. Love y'all. Peace. Help me find my drawers. I got somewhere to be. Hey, lady. Somewhere in the bedroom. It's the only place I can be. So help me now, baby. Yeah, man. Just in here, man. Just in here, man. But we just had a good conversation, man. That's all it was, man. Good conversation, good everything, man. I just hope I said something, man, that sparked y'all interest, man, to just do better in your relationship, man. Just to do better in your relationship, man, is the main thing. That's the main thing. It's just being able to do better. All right, y'all, man. Let me get up off of it, man. Peace, man.